What up, what up, what up? Golden Truth time, y'all, where I tell y'all hidden gems, the NFL. Where here's what's on the docket for tonight's show. We got me discussing the Devontae Adams getting suspended or what have you, the misdemeanor charge and all that crap. Week 5 recap, week 6 preview, and of course Ron Rivera's post-game press conference from last night. Things got heated when he got asked a certain question. So y'all buckle up, get your popcorn, get your Cheetos, whatever you like to eat, and let's get into the show. As you noticed, I am solo yet again tonight. Shout out to my Aaron Faxon. And I'm not mad at him today. I was mad at him last week for letting me know last minute. But he let me know earlier today that he's gonna be at work trying to get that dough, trying to get that money. So that's respectable. I respect that. So Aaron, work hard, man, but don't work too hard. Hoping we can get Aaron back in here next week. I'm looking to get things behind the scenes done. I'm trying to see if I can get a third or a second co-host or whatever, a permanent co-host, so that way I'm not here solo most of the time. So let's go ahead with that out of the way. Let's go ahead and let's get started, shall we? All right. So let's do this Devontae Adams discussion. Devontae Adams is a sore loser. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I'm sorry that man, something gave me allergies, and now I'm like trying not to scratch as much as possible right now. But Devontae Adams is a sore loser, y'all. There's no way to put this. Knocking over a cameraman or attacking a cameraman. Like, are you kidding me? He needs to be suspended more than one game. And right now they're discussing a 1 game suspension with, like, I think, what was it, $100,000 fine or something like that. I don't know what it was, but this guy, he needs to be suspended for more, in my opinion. There's no excuse whatsoever for you to knock down an innocent guy because your team is struggling. Your team, your team lost. Like, there is no excuse for that. Period. Period. Nothing. No excuses. You're professional for a reason, right? You're not a child. You're not a child, Devontae. So hold that L. You should be suspended. Right now, the NFL is probably going to suspend you for 1 game. That's what I saw last. But guess what? You're probably going to be suspended more. You're probably going to be fined more. So you deserve it. You deserve it. So that's my thoughts on that. And that only took, like, what, 2 minutes? All right. One else is commenting. So I guess we can get into week 5 recap real fast, and then we can do the Ron Rivera stuff. Just give me one second, guys. Let me get my device. Let me get my tablet that I wrote down my notes for the week 5 recap. Give me one. All right. Let's do this real fast, y'all. Let's do week 5 recap. Hold up. All right. Giants beat Packers 27-22. Hey, man. First game. Hey, man. Giants got a big win. I got nothing else to say about this game. Giants finally got a big win. Are they going to be consistent? No, I don't think so. But, yeah. Only time will tell. Aaron Rodgers choked, per usual. How do you choke what was a 2-score lead at halftime? You were up 17-3 and then 20-10 at the half. How do you choke that away? How? Number one. Number two, Odell Beckham needs to go to the Packers, right now. Aaron Rodgers has no trusted wide receivers. I was watching that game. Randall Cobb couldn't do crap. I don't know. I don't care who else was on that wide receiving core of the Green Bay Packers. They couldn't do things in the second half. The Giants defense stepped up, pressuring Aaron Rodgers. So I guess shout out to them. Moving on. Saints win over Seahawks 39-32. Seahawks are inconsistent. Nothing else to say with this one, to be honest. Seahawks are inconsistent. Saints are inconsistent. It was a high-scoring battle, and the Saints came out on top. Nothing else to say. Vikings win over the Bears 29-22. Vikings got the win. Moving on. There's nothing else to say. Bills win over Steelers 38-3. Bills did what they needed to do. They beat the worst team. Moving on. Chargers win over the Browns 30-28. I'm going to be honest, I didn't pay much attention to this game. I honestly didn't care or didn't affect it anything, in my opinion. Browns are fine. Chargers, I don't even know. They're inconsistent, but Browns will be fine. They just need at least 5 or 6 wins by the time Deshaun Watson gets back. Texans win over the Jaguars 30-6. Oh man, this was the shocker of the night. How this Jaguars offense couldn't score more than 7 points on this Texans team that's right now tanking? That's weird to me. Trevor Lawrence apparently, I guess, is trash. We'll wait and see. Moving on. Patriots win over Lions 29-0. Patriots find a way to win, and they actually got the win with Bailey Zappi or whatever. Bailey Zappi, or I don't know what the quarterback's name is. Don't think that they're gonna win they're gonna win here and there. I just don't have enough confidence in New England right now. Lions, they're in rebuild mode, trying to find their way. I'm just surprised that the Lions are the top scoring offense and they couldn't get any points on this Patriots defense. That really hasn't been the same for a while. Jets win over Dolphins 40-17. I mean, I would have thought that the Dolphins would have put up a better fight, but apparently Teddy Bridgewater went down with an injury, went out with a concussion, so they're down to their third string quarterback, and the Jets took advantage of that. There's nothing else to say about that one. Buccaneers win over the Falcons 21-15. I heard that this game, basically the Buccaneers stole it from the Falcons. I don't know why. I don't know now. I don't know. I have to review the tape, but really nothing else to say. I said that I said it was going to be a close game. I just didn't know that it was going to spark some controversy or whatever. Titans over Commanders 21-17. Not going to talk about it more here. Commanders choked that against the Titans. 49ers over Panthers 37-15. Panthers are trash. Nothing else to say. 49ers are the better team. Cowboys over the Rams 22-10. All right. Cowboys defense is legit. Cooper Rush is what, 5-0 now? 4-0? 5-0? With the Dallas Cowboys. There's a quarterback controversy right now. Dak is saying that he can start against the Eagles, but the Cowboys don't want it. And if Cooper Rush fails this Sunday against the Eagles, and I'll come back to that in a second. Expect Dak Prescott back, but the defense right now, the Cowboys are writing their defense. There's nothing else to it. Eagles 20-17 over the Cardinals. Eagles go to 5-0. Jalen Hurts is okay. Their offense is their top thing. Cardinals aren't the Cardinals of the last few years. Kyler Murray is trash. Moving on. Ravens over Bengals. 19-17. The Ravens have to count on their kicker to win this game. They cannot count on their quarterback, which is sad. The Bengals, they didn't even, when they saw that they were in Justin Tucker range, they didn't even waste their time. They were like, you know what? Let's just get out of here. And Justin Tucker won the game for them. There's no, way to put around it. Lamar Jackson is decent, and I guess he just needs to play decent. And Justin Tucker, in a winning situation, got it done. Chiefs Raiders 30-29. Okay. Let me make sure that there isn't any comments. Nope. Hold on, guys. I'm looking something up real fast. All right. Raiders 30-29. My thing, the Raiders are trash. The Raiders are hot garbage. I don't know what's been going on with them. How do you blow? Well, I guess it's Patrick Mahomes, but 17-0, and you let you take your foot off the gas. I guess that's the Raiders' way, isn't it? Not winning big, choking, going for extra points or 2-point conversions when they don't need to. Same goes for the Chiefs. The Chiefs almost choked this one away as well, but and like I said, like I alluded to earlier, Devontae Adams couldn't, failed at making catches where he was so pissed off that he decided to attack a cameraman, which is unbecoming of a NFL superstar that he is. Whatever. But yeah, no, those are my thoughts on week 5. So without further ado, let's talk about this Commander stuff. The yesterday's game, like I stated yesterday in my post game and during the live stream, the Commanders really should have lost that game, to be honest. I'm not, Ron Rivera, they did not coach a good game. Dan Snyder apparently was at the game looking all crazy looking, apparently people said that he looked like he got out of bed at the game or whatever. I don't know. I don't see. So I guess, people who watch this, let me know if you guys saw that Dan Snyder was there with like crazy hair or whatever. But the talk of the town now is Ron Rivera's post-game press conference comments. And I know it's going to be a long one, but we're going to break this down question by question, answer by answer. So without further ado, let's go to this tab right now. Oh, hold on, y'all. Sorry about that, folks. From itchy nose to all right, let's do this conference here.
Always easy, isn't it?
No, it's never.
All right. Give me 1 second, folks. I'll let this play
Always
out.
easy, isn't it?
No, it's never easy. Never easy. Never easy, especially when you do some silly stuff.
When you go through what, 4-game losing streak, a tough loss the way you did last week, to come out and win this way, though, at the end, what does that do? What does it mean?
Well, it gives you a little confidence that, that if you stick together and you continue to work at it, you give yourself a chance. I mean, a couple of times we tried to hurt ourselves, but geez, oh, Pete, when you get an opportunity, you get a chance to raise your opportunities and you bow your neck. That's what you need to do.
That last defensive drive.
Well, everything was fine until we let the kids scramble for 40 yards. I mean, that's the heartbreaker. I mean, you've got them contained. You have a chance. You sack them on the first play. They convert on their third down, and now you got them a little confused, and he pulls the ball down and runs. I mean, that's undisciplined. I mean, that's where you get angry, because again, we had a chance to keep him. We had done a pretty good job with a lot of the rush lanes, and for whatever reason, we got a little undisciplined.
You did a pretty good job to shut down the rush lanes, but yet Justin Fields was able to do whatever he wanted for a few plays for 87 yards. Okay, whatever. You just don't know how to coach against mobile quarterbacks. Moving on.
And it cost us. They got the ball down to the 5-yard line.
12 men on the field twice.
Yeah, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. Now, one of them, I tried to get the timeout. They substituted late, and I was trying to get that straight. But the second one, that where they took the shot, that's unacceptable. I mean, that
really nothing else to say. Yeah, 12 men on the field. The first one was whatever, I guess. The officials didn't see him calling a timeout, and the second one, just really poor coaching. But in that case, if there's a miscommunication, call a timeout. I don't care what else you have to say. Call a timeout, because that's what those timeouts are there for. So, moving on.
That will get correct. That will be addressed. I'll tell you that. I'm pissed off about that one.
How does that happen? That second one, what happened?
Well, somebody was cramping up, trying to get off, and so we tried to substitute, and we got caught.
What was your view on that very last play? I don't know what your view was, if you could see.
We thought it was incomplete because we thought his left arm went to the ground first. But as he was coming down, you saw the ball was on this side, and his back was to the pylon. So thank goodness.
It looked like Carson's fingers got jammed there in the second.
Yeah, I believe he bounced it off of somebody's helmet, but he fought through it, kept his hand loose, kept grabbing the and inside his pouch he has the heaters, the little heat packets, so was kept him to keep his fingers loose.
Sorry, was there any consideration of a switch there?
No, he was handling it very well.
Physical game, what did he show you?
It was a physical game. One of the things that we wanted to do is we want to come out and try and establish the run, which we were able to do. It was tough sledding at first, but if you stick with it.
Carson Wentz had a horrible performance, like 12 for 22 for 99 yards. You're trash, man. Like, there's no other way around it. Putting Tyler Heineke next Sunday, Ron, and Scott Turner, putting Tyler Heineke, like, if Carson Wentz starts next week, or when he starts next week, expect the Commanders to lose against the Packers. So, there's really nothing else better to say about this.
Sometimes you get an opportunity to wear it down a couple of times, and we did. We had a couple of nice runs. But a nice little change up when Antonio came in the second half, and he hit a couple off tackle, and we thought that was really good. And that really kind of changed a little bit of the momentum for us as far as our running game was concerned as well.
Was that the big difference in the second half then? Because it was a big difference in terms of yards. Was that?
Yes. We hit a couple off tackle. Antonio turned up a couple of really nice ones. I think he had one for almost 20 yards, and just really kind of what you hope, and that's what you kind of envision. You got a stout runner that runs inside between the tackles. You got a guy with.
My thing on this is, how are they going to try to give playing time to all these guys? The run game is Washington's friend. Antonio Gibson, Brian Robinson, and J.D. McKissick. Now, with that horrible offensive line, it's going to be hard, and sometimes this offense can get you in third and long situations, forcing them to abandon the run. But their success is actually running the ball, which is going to be interesting to see how they split out these, carries between these three guys. Brian Robinson had 15, 16, 17 carries for 60 yards. Antonio Gibson had 5 for 35. And I don't remember how much J.D. McKissick had yesterday, but, they were able to split it evenly. Hopefully they can continue to do that, but we'll wait and see.
Antonio's athleticism can get off tackle and can really burst.
William Jackson, there's a report he wanted to be traded.
I'm not going to talk about that.
Wow. So you shut that down. You shut trade rumors down, huh? You shut trade rumors down. You're not going to talk about it, but you know what? You could have just said, look, I don't know, I'll get back to that. We'll talk to him, but no, you just shut it down completely. So that means that, you're going to trade William Jackson at some point this week, next week or the following week. We got two weeks and a half before the trade deadline. So, there's something's going to go down with William Jackson III.
Coach, you with the excitement outside right now, getting this win finally and getting over that 4-game losing streak. Talk to me just about the energy in that locker room right now.
See, and that's something that's important because their energy, their excitement is something we can build off. It's something we can talk about, that feeling, that sensation, and what it means to go out and play well, and that was kind of cool. The guys gave me the ball because it's my first victory as a coach here at Soldier Field. And, I told them, I said, we talked today at just before pregame meal in the meetings, and we talked about, how coming to here was a special thing for me. I thought it was a really cool deal. I heard from so many of my teammates that sent me text messages and stuff like that and well wishes. I told the guys it's really special. I said, to be able to do that, but you know what we need to do is we need to go home and we need to defend our territory and make it special. And so, we can work off that energy, and that's what I want to do.
Did you see Carson's block down in the goal?
Yes. And there's a toughness about him that I don't think a lot of people understand. He's a very resilient young man. And
all right, so for the block and stuff, I just hope that Carson Wentz doesn't get hurt after that. That is the second week in a row, and that's how I think he suffered that bicep injury when he blocked that one in the Titans game. And then he blocked again, and he trucked someone down in yesterday's game. I just hope that he doesn't get hurt. It's fine. He's resilient. I'll give him that, but that's the way that he gets hurt. And right now, said he's QB1. And yeah, let's move on.
And he wants to win in a bad way, and I hope that's an exhibition of his desire, his willingness to go out and just lay it on the line. And I just, again, hope people understand that's why a young man like that, somebody that that people can be drawn to.
Obviously, today was a newsy day for you guys with the report that came out. How were you able to get the players to focus on the game, or did you find that was any of a challenge for them?
The biggest thing was we were just going to focus on what was important. That was playing the football game today.
What about Ryan? I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Al Michaels on the broadcast mentioned Dan Snyder and said what the league would love is for him to sell the team. He's become a major problem around the league, obviously. That was his quote during the broadcast.
Okay.
So I'm wondering, I know obviously you didn't hear that because you're coaching.
Right.
How throughout today, how did you hear that news? Did it affect you?
No, because the truth of the matter is it's not important to me. Okay, what's important to me is the guys in the room, and that's something I've been trying to establish. I'm trying to get beyond all this stuff that's on the outside that's noise as far as I'm concerned. What I'm focusing on is the development of this football team. There's a group of young men in there that deserve better.
They deserve better, but they're losing. Okay? So obviously it said that you saw what she asked, right? Or you heard what you asked. Did it affect you? It's been affecting you. Hence the reason why Washington's losing. Hence the reason why you struggled yesterday night. So speak honestly, man. And I'm gonna get into his next comment here soon.
Okay, in terms of they should be acknowledged for what they've done, what they're doing. I don't want to get talking about something that I can't control anyways. I have no input. I have nothing to do with that. What I want to do is everything in that room. And that's what I wish we could just stay focused on. And it's difficult, it's hard, but for whatever reason, we're going to stick to what's interesting, and that's playing football for our guys.
Ron, more fired up about, you've given similar answers in the past about this, but you seem more fired up now. Is it just something about the circumstances?
No, what's important is these guys, okay? For the last couple of weeks, honestly, I'm gonna speak my mind for a second. It's been hard. It really has. You lose 4 games in a row, and everybody wants to get you, just get on you. And
I'm gonna let it go on, but you saw that he almost slipped up. He said that people get on you, but he was about to say an F word, and that F word was fired. People want you to get fired. Yeah, people want you to get fired, Ron, because you're trash. But let's listen into the rest of his comments. I really want to dive deep into what he just.
played their asses off. They have. They play their asses off for everybody. They come out and they show up. They work hard. All right. They don't complain. Okay. They hear all this stuff and they got to deal with it. I get that. And I respect them for that because they're resilient. They come back. Everybody keeps wanting to say, I didn't want anything to do with Carson. Well, I'm the guy that pulled out the sheets of paper, that looked at the analytics, that watched the tape in the freaking when we were at Indianapolis. Okay. And that's what pisses me off because the young man doesn't deserve to have that all the time. I'm sorry. I'm done.
What they call it.
I'm the, effing guy is what he said. Okay. Obviously, he got Ron. You're usually mild-mannered, but these comments, this shows that you're desperate. And for you to say that I was the guy that, got the analytics in Indianapolis or whatever, and you're the effing guy, okay. This is proof that the way that you said that, And I have to look at his press conference from earlier today. Let me see if I can. I'll find it. See if I can find it. But you're desperate, man. I admire that you're fired up, and then you're fired up, and you want these guys to win. But the media got to you with the Dan Snyder stuff. That's proving. When they asked him earlier, is it getting to you? That's proving the way that you ended that press conference, especially that you mic dropped the conversation. When you said, I'm the effing guy, I made the choice, I brought him in, he was my choice, and I'm done, and you mic drop it, that's proof that it is getting to you. Because you could have just said, look, blah, 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 I chose him. Yes, Dan had some input, but I was the one that ultimately. No. You got fired up, you cussed out the media, and you mic dropped. Horrible look on your part. Anyway. Let's see if I can find the Let me see if I can find the Okay, let's play this.
Whether you're buying your first car or your
And of course,
fifth,
you have to listen
buying
to
a car
ads.
at Easterns is easy. Yes, seriously. At Easterns Automotive Group, your experience is completely customizable. Online, in person, or a mix of both. Find the car of your dreams. Set your budget, answer some questions, get approved, and get the keys to your new ride. With our award-winning customer service, it really is that simple. Any car, any way, for everyone.
First of all, Ron, when you went back and looked back at the tape, what stuck out to you?
Oh, probably the biggest thing was on the offensive side with the missed opportunities. We caught a couple of passes we could have, we should have caught. We missed a couple of throws we should normally make. I thought we ran the ball effectively at moments, and then I think defensively, the explosives again. There were a couple of things that came up. Probably the biggest ones, obviously, was the quarterback more so than anything else that were scary. But to the defensive players' credit, the way they bowed their neck, an interception, and then two fourth down stops in the red zone were huge, and obviously those were the difference in the game.
I know it's good to get a win. Did they show you enough to instill some confidence that you guys can really turn this around, you think?
Well, absolutely. Just because of the things I just said. I mean, to play below a standard and still come out on top, I think tells you that do the things you're capable of, and it could be better. So I'm that's obviously where I'm going with this.
Hey, Ron, some of the things that you're talking about, the explosive plays, missed opportunities, have also been there in other games.
Yep.
So is there something different about this, or why is it continuing, I guess?
I think because the explosive plays didn't lead to points more so than anything else. It's not that, oh, here we go again. They got into the red
That is
zone,
true,
they're going to
because
score.
Curtis Samuel and Trey McClure had explosive plays, and they
keep
dropped the
missing
ball.
opportunities on offense, and we don't score. I mean, we scored enough to win the game, and that's the important thing. And again, there's ways to go. I mean, we've got to improve. There's some things that we can't keep doing, and not just the explosives, but we can't keep making mistakes that hurt us. I mean, 12 on the field is unacceptable. Not getting the 11th player on the field is unacceptable, and those are things that we're working on. We're gonna get corrected. I mean, it obviously it bothers me, and we just can't allow that.
How do you, like, with the 12 men, the 10, 11 men, that seems like a fairly should be somewhat simple concept, right? So how do you?
Oh,
get that
yeah.
correct?
Well,
Things
I
that-
mean, again, you look at some of the things that they did, and we were aware.
Let
of
him
it.
finish
That's
his
what upsets us,
question. Don't
because we talked about
interrupt.
it. The guy came from Green Bay. He was an assistant there. Green Bay's notorious for trying to get you when you substitute. You're not supposed to substitute until they substitute, is what we said. But we substituted because a guy, raised his hand to get out. Well, I can't say take a knee, because if you take a knee and you're not hurt, then you get in trouble. So, but when that situation happens, you got to gut it out, suck it up until they substitute so we can match. And then when they did match, and I said this yesterday, and I know I'm complaining a little bit, but when they substitute late, we should be allowed to match. And we didn't, and that's on us. That's on me, because again, the first thing I should have done was run out in the middle of the field and screamed at the head ref, but I didn't. But we can't allow that, especially because we knew they were going to do it. That's what's maddening about that, John. We talked about it. He came from Green Bay. This is the things that we were going to get from them. And one of them obviously was the thing that Aaron Rodgers does so well. We're going to face that this week. So that's coming up. So that'll be a point of emphasis. We cannot get caught substituting. We will only substitute when they substitute.
Thank you.
What did you make of the offensive approach, and does that run heavy look, does that complement Carson well? What did you think?
I think, Sam, there were some really positive things that came out of trying to run the ball, forcing to run the ball, being able to move the ball when we needed to.
Running is your
The
friend.
biggest disappointment, more so than anything else, was there was more to get, more to be got. We missed a block at the second level, whether it was a receiver, a tight end that should have gotten down inside and sealed a guy. And we're asking a lot, but we also believe they can do it. That's why we ask it. A couple times we got picked off as far as our offensive linemen working to the second level. So 3 and 4 and 5 yard runs should have been 6, 7, 8 yard runs. And we had a couple that actually popped for 10 plus. And then the one that we had with with Antonio off of the left tackle was about as well executed as it should be. And to John's question, that's why you sit there and go, see, we had that ability. When we make the blocks, when we get to the second level, when we cut people off the way we're supposed to, that gives us a chance to make those 3, 4, 5 yard runs into 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yard runs. That's where, when you're successful with that, that helps. And then it helps with the play action. It helps with opening up the
But yet you
shots
run away from the
downfield.
you get away from the
crazy
run. You
part
get
is
away what
obviously
helps
when
you,
we
and
do
then
throw
you
downfield, we've
and
got
then
to catch
Carson
it, we've
Wentz
got
is
to put it
throwing
in the right spot.
interceptions.
What did you make of Brian in his first game as the lead back, and going forward, what do you think is the right mix?
Well, I'd like
there?
to see the mix that we used in the second half. I mean, we got a little bit away from Antonio, which again, it's something about this. But when we brought Antonio in the second series, I believe it was, of the second half, we saw a change of pace guy come in, and how that became a couple of explosives.
Yeah, you got to find a way that
And we
balance.
featured Antonio, I think something like 5 out of 9 plays or something like that, the next 9. And that's where we got to get to, is now all of a sudden they go from getting this guy between the tackles to now we're getting this guy off tackle. We're getting this guy around the end. We're getting this guy out into the routes. Then you come back and you pound a little bit more. And now all of a sudden it's a little softer. And those 2, 3, 4, 5 yard runs now become 5, 6, 7, 8 yard runs. That's what we've got to find. We got to understand it. And then obviously JD played his role about as good as he could.
Thank you.
All righty.
Hey, Ron, what can you say? What does the success of the red zone defense tell you about what this defense can do? And are there elements of that red zone defense that can help when you go face an Aaron Rodgers next week?
Yes. Well, the first thing that we have to understand more than anything else is that a couple of the areas that we looked at this past off season and we worked on and trying to get better at, I think Jack and his staff have done a terrific job. I really do. We struggled last year in third downs. We struggled getting pressure on the quarterback.
Okay, the Bears struggled,
one of
but
the better groups in getting pressure on the
you've been
quarterback.
struggling
We're
all
one of the better
season,
groups
so
on
shut
third
up.
down, and we're also one of the better groups on red zone. I think what's happening too is I think our defensive tackles, the rotation is starting to firm up. I think we've been a little bit better ever since we've gotten JR. Ridgeway's a big, stout, heavy young man who comes in and fills up a lot of space. And I think that allows Duran and Jonathan to be a little bit more explosive in their get-offs. They're not catching and reading as much. They're getting vertical into their creases, and they're making plays at or behind the line of scrimmage.
Stopping the run was never
And
your
I think
issue.
that's
It's your
helped. I
secondary
really
that's
do.
the
And I think
issue.
It's something that we've got to continue to be good at and win at that surge at the line. That I thought was really cool. I really did. I'm just finished up watching the defense, to your point, and watching those last couple series. Really, the only bad takeaway from it is the big scramble. I mean that's.
But that's
you
your
can't allow that,
fault.
and we did allow that, and that's something we've.
You should have known he's a mobile quarterback.
Oh, and to your point, yes, there are some things that they've done, and just trying to recall what we did against them last year. I haven't had a chance to pull any of Green Bay up yet because I was, got in a while ago, but been trying to get through all of our tape. But you watch the things that he does, and you watch how he handles things. But you also know that they have very capable running backs.
You ain't know watching.
We have to be stout up through the middle again, and really kind of put him into a position where you do know
Carson Wentz is worse than Taylor Heineke.
When there's a little bit of doubt because he's so good with his play action, you struggle with him. And I think stopping the run, being stout and physical at the run, that helps you, and then being able to pressure the quarterback. We were able to get some pressure on him last year. It helped, but again, he's still who he is. He's as phenomenal as they get.
Ron, how's Carson with the arm and the hand today? And what do you think the plan will be for him next week?
We'll see. I know he's going to see the doctor pretty soon. And then
I say start Taylor
Heineke.
Heineke.
From everybody as to what's going on with him and what's going on anybody else that
start Taylor Heineke, activate Sam Howell.
Hey, we're tight on time. We got time for two more.
Hey, Ron, go ahead. Do you see a cumulative effect of the pressure that Wentz has faced all year? Building up on him, and even on plays when he's not getting pressure, maybe feeling it when it's not there?
I think a couple times you see him hurry through his progression when I think he could have stayed a little bit longer. That might be subconscious.
Yeah, he stares down his first guy and he goes with it.
And you see him deliver the ball, you feel pretty good about it.
Can someone ask why they've been
delivered to Cole, even though it was a little bit high? That's who Cole is, and we know Cole.
Forgetting about Terry, please.
That throw is kind of what you expect when he's throwing towards Cole. Some of the things that he did in terms of his timing with Terry was excellent. Again, I thought the throwing the swings and stuff like that, and the wide receiver screens were really good. I thought the ball he threw to Curtis was pretty good. I think Curtis misjudged it and thought he might have been able to go up for it as opposed to run through it. I think with Curtis's tremendous speed, if he ran through it, I think he makes the catch. I really do. And then the one he threw to Terry, I thought his feet were set. I thought he put a little too much air under it. I'd like to see him put a little bit more out. And so Terry didn't have to slow down for it. So there are some things that may be there. But as he gets confident and comfortable, you'll see him set his feet. And when he does, he delivers pretty good ball.
Last one.
Hey, Ron. Tress was saying after last night's game that your kind of message earlier in the week was that you wanted players to be comfortable in the situation where you were rather than uncomfortable. Could you just kind of expand on that? What do you kind of mean by that? And
well, what I meant by that is the circumstances are what they are. Okay, the situation is what it is.
Yeah, because it's Dan Snyder and yourself.
We can't do anything about that, but go out and play our best football. And the only way you can do that is not be uptight, not feel like you have to, you must, you gotta. I told him you gotta want to do these things, because when you want to do things, you do them freely and you do them without stress. So let's be comfortable when you're uncomfortable. And so I just kind of want them to handle that. I mean, like last night, my frustrations got the best of me, and it's just, it's because this should be about playing football for our guys. Okay. And I really want that for them. I mean, we've had some really tremendous play this year. I actually got an interesting stat from somebody today that I thought was really cool, and it spoke to where our guys are. And I'm going to quote it to you guys just real quick, if you give me a second, if I can find it. Where is it? But this is the kind of stuff that I want our guys to be praised for. I want our guys to understand, man. This
what's the stat, man?
Because this stuff speaks to, where we are and what our guys can be. I mean, it is a pretty cool thing. It talks about how we have 3 guys that are in the top 10 of pressure. And I think that's That's the stuff
Mm.
we want our guys to be.
Top 10 in
celebrating for. It's the
pressures,
stuff
but
that
no
they're doing.
sacks
They're
and no
accomplishing,
turnovers. So pressures
And
mean nothing.
as opposed to all the other stuff.
Sometimes.
You know what I'm saying? Matt, I just wish we could get, be able to focus on those things for our players because, for them, it should just all be about what's going on in the field and in the locker room. And I get the extraneous stuff is the business side of it, but I just would like it to be for the guys.
Can I ask one quick question? Sorry, Charlie. How is it? Are you close to bringing Chase back? Is this a week where it would at least be a consideration?
Okay.
Well, I know he still has to see Dr. Andrews one more time.
Oh, yep.
And once that happens, Nikki, then we'll know for
we'll
sure.
be interested to see if Chase Young comes back
when
at
we
any
can
point.
start his clock.
We'll have to wait
I
and see.
think it's going to happen early coming up. So I don't know if this week is a doable yet. But if it is a doable, what we'll do is, we'll start his clock and get him out on the field a lot like what we did with B-Rob. But I won't know until that appointment. And in fact, we have a 3:00 we have a 3:00 and Al will be in there and he'll have all the updated injury reports for me.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. So basically, he was mild-headed again. We'll see how long that lasts, to be honest. We'll see what happens. Get back into the StreamYard tab. Uncommented, but yep. That's basically the update. The presser from today, really mild manner. That was my first time watching it, so we'll see how long that lasts at this point. But all right, before we get out of here, let's go ahead and let's do week 6 picks, week 6 predictions. Again, myself, just for tonight. So here we go. Let me pull this up. Okay. 49ers versus Falcons. 49ers, better team. Falcons are on the rebuild. Patriots versus Browns. This is one of the even matchups that you would have thought that the Patriots or the Browns could run from, but I think it's pretty even. If Jacoby Brissett can stay away from mistakes, I think the Browns have a better chance of winning against Zach Bailey Zappi or whatever his name is. But the Patriots defense is actually pretty decent, I could say, but I'll go Patriots. I'll go Patriots for the second week. They get their second straight win. Vikings at Dolphins. Dolphins without Tua. Dolphins without Teddy Bridgewater. A no-name quarterback. I don't know who the quarterback is. They're on their third string. Give me the Vikings. Jets at Packers. Packers. There's no way that Packers are going to lose back-to-back games, especially back-to-back games to New York teams. I don't see the Jets are trying to build, but I don't think they're there yet to where the point where they can upset a big team. So give me the Packers for that one. Bengals at Saints. Two teams that are on seesaw, season. 1 week they're good, the next week they're bad, the next week they're good. So pretty even match, and the Bengals are more consistent. They have more weapons. Jameis Winston doesn't give me much confidence, so give me the Bengals for that one. Jaguars at Colts. I'm very hesitant to take the Jaguars just because Trevor Lawrence did disappoint this past Sunday. The Colts are trying to find their way. You know what? I'm going to go Colts in an upset. Give me Colts in an upset for this one. Ravens at Giants. Should I go with the NFC East foe that gets on my nerves, or should I go with the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, who are known for choking games away to certain teams that they should beat, or they let go of leads that they don't give up? And if they cannot rely on Justin Tucker, they're not going to win this game. They can't rely on Lamar. I'll keep my eye on this game. I'm going to go with the Giants winning this one, hoping that I'm wrong. We'll also have to wait and see. Buccaneers at Steelers. Buccaneers. Tom Brady's gonna trample all over the Steelers team. Steelers team is not what it once was. Cardinals, Seahawks. I feel like this is gonna be a high-scoring game. Give me the Cardinals, though. The Seahawks are too inconsistent for my liking, so I go Cardinals. Panthers at Rams. The Rams are gonna bounce back, and then Baker Mayfield's trash. And, of course, the Panthers fired their Matt Rule earlier this week. I guess I forgot to mention that. I guess we'll have to wait and see what the Panthers rebuild look like. But I say Rams. Steve Wilkes is an unproven coach, in my opinion. Bills at Chiefs. And I will be live streaming this game with my guy, Jason Almio. So I will be watching this game. This is gonna be an entertaining game. Like the last few ones have been. Give me the Bills. I like the Bills in this match. The Chiefs don't have Tyreek Hill, so their days of going, zoom down the field, it's not gonna happen. The Bills have Gabe Davis, who I'm not even sure is gonna play, but they still got Stephon Diggs, who still has the speed. So, but if Gabe Davis does play, even better. Josh Allen's going to win this game. I'm going to ride with the Bills for this one. Cowboys at Eagles. Ugh. Sunday night, Cooper Rush versus Jalen Hurts, and Cooper Rush is, trying to not, lose the job, and Dak Prescott wants him to lose the job, and I think that if the Cowboys do lose, then we'll see Dak Prescott next week. I'm gonna go. Oh man, I don't like the Eagles. Right? I'll ride with the Eagles. Beat the Cowboys. They need to humble themselves after starting 4-1 or 5-1, whatever they're at right now. They need to humble themselves. Let the Eagles win another week. Let them lose next week or whatever. Broncos at Chargers. Broncos are inconsistent. And Russell Wilson's trash. Give me the Chargers on this one. Russell Wilson, I don't know why. It's been a huge letdown for him. And he can't, get the Broncos started. Basically, the Broncos are still the Broncos after Peyton retired. So yep, I'm gonna ride with the Chargers for this game. But yep. So all right, y'all. That'll do it for this Golden Truth. Like I said, we'll be doing a live stream Sunday. I may do video reactions to other games, like maybe the Ravens Giants. El Clásico is this weekend, so I'll be doing a post-game reaction and analysis to that one as well. So look for that one as well. Let me stop sharing this. And we are out of here. So, alrighty, y'all. That'll do it for me. Keep it real. Have a good night, guys. Peace.